I'm Mary. I'm retired from 25 years in the military. I love to collect everything Victorian. Mostly everything that I have that is Victorian is authentic. Victorian was absolutely gorgeous. It's like touching part of the past.
I'm Lee. Mary's my mother. Victorian stuff, I don't know, that's just something she liked, I guess. She'll say, this is Victorian, that's Victorian. You know, all looks like uncomfortable junk to me.
I'm Heath, and Mary's my mom. I could probably take a rock and tell her it's an antique, and she'd buy it. I think she was bamboozled many times over the years.
My name is Adrienne, and my mother is Mary. She hasn't lived in her house for about 2 years because it's just so hoarded. She has so many things in there.
I'm Ariana, and Mary is my grandmother. I think it's unfair that she has to live with us because she can't clean her own house.
There's already a whole section of the basement filling up. Her room is packed. The closet's packed.
Unfortunately, I don't think the house is really big enough for all of us.
So if she doesn't clean up her house, then she's gonna have to move out. Like, she can't live with us.
She needs somewhere to live, she needs to get away from my sister. My sister needs to live her own life. What good's having a house if you can't live in it?
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
My name is Corey Chalmers, and I specialize in the cleaning of extreme hoarding situations. Mary, by definition, is an extreme hoarder. She hasn't even been able to live in her house because the clutter forced her out of the house. You need to have a functioning home that you can come back to.
Yes.
And this one has been used as a storage unit for several years. She's been living with her daughter instead of addressing the issue of getting rid of these items in her house.
If it were up to me, I'd probably just get a front end loader and knock the whole place down.
My name is Dr. Robin Zazio. I'm a licensed clinical psychologist, and I specialize in compulsive hoarding and OCD. Okay.
Be a
So
lot
you're
easier.
seeing the whole contents as being junk?
Yes.
Well, this is her life, and this is her stuff, and we want to respect that.
All right.
You guys ready to get started?
Yes.
All
do
right,
it.
let's get in there. I mean, the rodents have literally just been living in here.
That was my father's duffel bag when he was in the Army. You know what? Ask Lee. Please ask Lee.
Do you want this? This is your dad's.
That's garbage.
It's Pops.
It's garbage. My father's bag from World War II, it's pretty ratty, man. It was garbage, you know, right off the bat, you knew that.
It's not uncommon that people who compulsively hoard will ask relatives if they want some of the items. But I do think it's a way to keep items in the family instead of actually getting rid of them. Broken chair?
That was April's when she was a little girl. Please just put it over there so Lee can put it back together and make it nice for her again, please.
I've found probably a bunch of junk that I could recycle, a few dollars worth. I mean, she's probably got a lot of money laying there, going to waste.
I bet that was once a beautiful bench. That's what happens when you have too much stuff that you can't take care of.
I'm gonna want it to stay better.
I know you do.
It's hard letting go
I know it is.
of a lot of things.
The next thing I know, she slips out with a Victorian doily in her hand that's covered in rat feces, urine, and had been eaten all the way through. Mary, you're walking out with a table linen that has rat poop in it and clearly urinated on it.
I didn't see the hole before.
I have to drill this point in because I'm not sure that you've really gotten
Take it out of
how
my...
serious and bad this situation is.
Take it away so I can't see it anymore.
No, 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 no. You know what? You're going to put it on the truck because that's the therapeutic process.
It's like getting rid of an old friend or someone very close to me. Goodbye, old friend. It hurt like... It was... All I could remind me of is when I was saying goodbye to my husband.
This is the power of how attached she is to her stuff and how letting go is really difficult and painful for her.
Our main goal while we're here is to help your mom, not salvage every little piece of metal, and I'm gonna be the first one to tell you that.
I'm pissed off because they're crunched for time, and they're just bagging and canning everything and not letting nobody look at nothing.
First day, you said, come in here and bulldoze this house, and you'd be happy.
For up to me, I'd probably just get a front end loader and knock the whole place down.
But now you're out there collecting your own boxes and bags full of stuff
That I could turn around and make some money off. Oh, metal.
Lee was great to work with yesterday. You know, he really helped in the process. I'm not sure what happened overnight, but today he was a totally different person. We don't have 10 minutes to go through one drawer so you can make 50 cents.
Got attitudes, man. Everybody got attitude today. Take that to the flea market and get freaking $2.
Hey, but that's our point. We're throwing stuff away that is so dirty and has droppings and stuff. You know, diseases and stuff, you don't have to see them. Doesn't mean they're not
I
there.
understand.
When Corey and I tried to explain the concept that these things are contaminated, that we don't want these to go to other houses, he became very angry, he became abusive.
That's why I'm going through.
Okay.
Yep.
Don't get angry at me.
She got cocky with me at the beginning, and then host boy over there, and he copped a big attitude.
Okay, well, don't come in here and just confront me on something like that. If something
I'm
happened,
trying
that was
to
an
explain
accident,
to you
no, you come in
why,
here with an attitude, is what you do.
because-
He didn't have to come in and accuse me and start cussing at me.
Because I tried to explain myself before, but,
No,
you know.
it's the attitude. I don't like to be threatened, and I don't think his intimidation factor has worked on me.
You guys got the attitudes, too.
Point is, it's been 2 years, it's been sitting in that container, and you still want to keep this stuff.
There's only a few things up here that I do want to keep.
She still wanted to keep all the pots that were on the wall, and she would not listen to me and my mom.
Look at your daughter, she's crying. This is upsetting her, and you need to respect that, and you need to appreciate that this is upsetting her.
I do.
Okay? I want Adrienne to speak. What is this frustration and this sadness all about?
I just feel like we're gonna go in circles. It's just gonna reoccur and reoccur and reoccur.
I'm not going to keep collecting.
So I wanna see it. You can talk and talk and talk like always and say that you're gonna do something. Show me now.
I'm trying to.
We have found so much rodent infestation in this house. We have a lot to get done.
I don't know how sanitary or clean or whatnot it is in there. I don't know if it's gonna be moving condition as of yet.
This is all ruined.
Oh my God.
This piece of wood is just, there's nothing left of it. It's just literally sawdust. You know, we've worked really hard for 2 days. The family has struggled to work together, but they did. Mary has thrown away a lot of stuff. And then, you know, we get to the end of the day and we find out the house is not going to be able to be fixed. We pointed out all the damage that we know of. He said from what he can see, best estimate is about $150,000 in damage.
You can't even sell the house. It's not even a fixer-upper. But the property still has value. So she has to make that hard decision to get the rest of it cleared out, save what she can, sell the property.
Adrienne, I know the crisis was getting her home and out of your house. It's not gonna happen. We can't say this house is safe for her to live in.
The crisis is far from being resolved. Even though Mary's let go of a lot of stuff, there's also a long way to go.
Where are we leaving you guys as a family?
I'm not gonna kick my mom out of the house, but I'd like to work toward having her sell her house as soon as possible and get her into a senior community.
Unfortunately, this is the effect that extreme hoarding has on houses. Lack of maintenance and allowing rodents to live inside of a house for literally years and years, they will destroy a house. Actually, ironically, in the morning briefing yesterday, Lee said we should just bulldoze the house. Now we find out he's probably right.
I'm Glenn, self-employed businessman. Some people get really attached to animals like dogs, cats, but not too many people would think of pet rats. Some people say, oh, what would you ever want a rat for? Just don't knock it till you tried it. They're extremely agile, they're highly intelligent, they've got distinctive personalities, but I readily admit that I have way too many rats. I believe there were 2 females and 1 male. They were caged at one time. They managed to get out and shoot a hole through the wall and got into the walls, and that was that. They're in furniture, in drawers, up in the ceiling, in the walls, in the mattresses. Oh, man, they're everywhere. Yeah, I moved out of there and started sleeping out here in my office because they'd crawl up on a pillow and start pulling my hair out to try and make nesting material out of it.
My name is John. I've known Glenn about 15 years. They're his friends, he'll tell you. Those are my friends. They're his whole world. I mean, he's married to those rats. It was on 9/11, 1989. My wife died suddenly of a heart attack at age 39. I see the truck that she was driving sitting over there next to the fire department. Pulled in there, and she was leaning over on the seat, and they tried to revive her, but it was too late. I miss her. The rats kind of took the place of his wife, you know. Kind of buried his depression a little bit.
I'm Adam Periscindola. I'm the Director of Animal Cruelty Issues with the Humane Society of the United States. The animal hoarders, generally, they're very attached to their animals, like most people, but at some point there becomes an inability to recognize that the animals are suffering. In Glenn's house, many of the rats have bite wounds, have scars. It's too many animals in a small space, so they're fighting with each other over territories.
Glenn? Glenn, hello.
Hello, how are you?
Dr. Zazio, how are you?
Glenn.
My name is Dr. Robin Zazio. I'm a licensed clinical psychologist, and I specialize in OCD and compulsive hoarding.
From what I understand, there's a lot of rats over there.
Several hundred.
The reality is the rats have taken over his home. However, another reality is that he loves these rats. He literally sees them as his family and his children.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We've got a lot of work to do today, Glenn.
My name is Matt Paxton. I'm an extreme cleaning specialist.
All right.
All right.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
I mean, it's obviously slow going. Whoa, 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 shoot. You know, we've been able to get them enclosed in the pens, but I'm just kind of grabbing them when they come out for the food.
They're running all through the coils. Give them a minute to get out. You're gonna notice underneath, I mean, they're coming, guys. Wow. This is some pretty nasty stuff. There's 100 back here in the corner. The goal was to get all these rats out in the first couple hours. And we hadn't even gotten the rats that we could see yet, more or less get into the walls. This is gonna be a lot harder than we thought. There's a boy right there. So you can see there's rats everywhere, man. I'm gonna go all the way around here, but I think they're gonna be everywhere.
A lot of rats in there. They say they're pushing up towards 1,000. Whoa. That's him.
Yay! Woohoo! Awesome! Good job, you guys. Let's see if we can't get a clean bill of health.
That's a female, huh? Well, they have commanders.
Commander, female?
Navy
Female
nowadays.
commander now? Okay, all right. Yeah, she's in good shape.
Oh, awesome!
Good shape. All right. Had a lot of bite injuries and everything, so we didn't want him to suffer.
Is this today?
Yeah, yeah.
Why don't they just go away?
You did great today, but all of a sudden, a drop of the hat, you just told me again about finding your wife. And that wasn't your fault. You can't blame yourself. Your wife had a heart condition. You can't blame yourself for that. But we have to deal with this because it's not gonna go away just like that.
Goal was to feed them, see how many would come out. That's not working. We're gonna have to start pulling some walls down. I think I see them.
Holy moly. I got tails galore here. Okay.
These rats, man, they just hide in every single nook and cranny. We hope we've gotten all the rats. But the reality is there's probably at least 2. There's probably gonna be 100 left. There's a massive nest under the tub. They need me to take this tub out completely.
Your goal is to get these
What
rats
must be
safe.
done must be done.
Oh, I missed him.
Right here,
He went over there.
Right here.
He's going all the way into that room. He's back there. No, I think he already went past.
Wait,
Oh, wait.
right here.
Poor grown-ups on one little ratty.
Shoot, he's coming your way. Oh, I almost had him.
Escape artist.
Oh, he's coming your way, Jeanette.
He's in the kitchen. He came that way.
Say we got a lot of rats.
Say we got a lot of rats, too.
Yeah.
So, how many do you think we've taken?
I'd say total we're at close to 2,000. I'd say we're around 2,000 rats.
Yeah, you look surprised, Glenn.
Yeah. We need to get them on the way to the shelter because, you know, they're getting a little stressed being in these smaller travel containers, so we don't want to keep them too long in that situation.
Is this the first time you've been in this trailer seeing them all like this? Yeah. I will continue to encourage him to follow through with the aftercare therapy that I've recommended for him to really move through the grief so that he can kind of unload that baggage and live a healthier, happier life.
It's gonna take a while to get used to it. But I've still got the one rat, which is much more manageable. Hell, yes, I'm gonna miss him. I know they've got a lot of work to set up this adoption network. We've got to get as many out and adopted as possible. Enjoy them. They're great fun, and you can get very attached to them. You know, I hope they enjoy them as much as I did. In fact, I hope they enjoy them more than I did. They probably will.
My name's Megan. I have 3 children. My youngest is Jeremiah, and he's 8 days old. I've lived here for about 5 years. I've accumulated some things since I moved in.
My name is Rachel, and I'm Megan's best friend. The messy house, it has taken a toll on them. There's a lot of mice in there and a lot of mice droppings. It's bad. The mice are bad.
I see that I have too much stuff of some things.
Megan has a strong personal attachment to clothes. I've never seen anybody have as many clothes as she has.
My name is Steven. I've been with Megan for 5 years. The argument started because of the hoarding and just spiraled out of control.
I want them to know that a house is supposed to be clear and open. You're supposed to have room to be able to run around and play in the house instead of having a hard time walking down the hallway. My mom died. She died when I was 12, going on 13, and it was hard. That just made me want to keep a lot of stuff. And then after she died, then like everybody else just started dying. My grandfather died, and my granduncle died before that, and then my grandmother died a few years later. So I just would keep stuff of theirs, and it made me feel a little bit better.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
My name is Geraldine Thomas, and I'm a professional organizer. I specialize in chronic disorganization. I'd like you to state exactly what your goals of having us here are.
So I am bringing my children home to a clean environment.
And why is that important to you right now?
Because I have a brand new baby. He's a week old, and I want to make sure he stays healthy.
I do think that if they don't change their patterns, that they are putting their family in danger of having the children removed from their home. Let's go ahead and take action.
All right.
Follow me. Can you get your car ready to go to the laundromat? Jane's is full. We've managed to load up 3 cars full of dirty laundry. There's still tons of clothes in the house that are clean and folded and put away. I think what she doesn't realize is how much she's spending on clothes and just the time acquiring all these clothes.
I mean, 3 carloads of clothes to go to a laundromat. That's kind of ridiculous.
Anything with the mouse debris just costs. I mean, all the stuff you can.
I heard that there was some emotion last night. I thought we could talk about it a little bit. My name is Mark Pfeffer. I'm a licensed psychotherapist and specialist in the treatment of compulsive hoarding.
Megan came over, and Stephen as well, and we were talking about how everything was going, and I know they were both brought to tears. They didn't realize how difficult this would be.
Just get rid of that thing. Toss it. Get rid of it. Get rid of it.
The cake pan?
Yeah, throw it out. Look at that.
With Steve, he really wants to get back to the house and bring the kids home. He actually cried last night, which was odd to see. He doesn't cry very often.
I was taking it pretty hard yesterday. It was overwhelming to me, all of it. And the children, they always ask to come home, and it just breaks my heart.
What thoughts did you have that made you feel disappointed?
That I didn't do enough to make a good home for them. I should have done more.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully, moving forward, will give you the motivation not to have this happen again.
Yep. I'll do the pans.
What's keeping them going is that they're going to be able to bring their kids home when it's done.
Taking a quick look around, what is your initial thoughts?
Wow. Wow.
Take a minute and take all of this in. I think when Megan saw the enormous mountains of laundry, I don't think she realized how much laundry she hadn't been doing. This took 3 women 2 full days at a laundromat, $300 we had in quarters, and that's what's left.
Wow. 50 cents. Wow.
I think what she was doing was going out and buying new clothes instead of washing the clothes that she had. This is your queen-size bed, totally covered in sheets, towels, and your clothes. On the floor, all of these bags are your brand new baby clothes only.
I just couldn't believe that there was that many clothes.
She realized the consequences of her hoarding up close and personal. It was a moment that I think is going to stay with her forever.
Do you think this is
too much? Very much too much.
Megan had stepped out of her house for a little while to go nurse her baby, and there was a lot of cleanup and reorganizing and kind of putting things back in place while she was gone.
What do you guys think about the living room, huh?
Good.
Yeah, you like that?
I like it.
Now you guys can actually play out here. I'm feeling joyful, excited. It's a fresh start for us. No words can describe how I'm feeling. Jeremiah, you're home now.
This is home. My children came into the house. They were really happy.
We're not glad.
They were just really excited. Just so happy.
I'm in a new house.
Yeah, your new house?
This family in particular, letting go of meaningless things and too much stuff is going to allow for a lot more room and love in their heart and their home.
I'm still guarded in terms of my prognosis, but this is the first time I've been in a hoarder situation where I'm feeling this positive about a family with aftercare having a happy ending.
How do you feel about the room, Emma?
Happy. I love my room.